What is going on, my dude? What are you dressed up as today?
I'm role playing as a rhino. Porque mi
So,
novia me puso los cuernos. So,
damn, it took it hella
just,
far.
just got right into it.
Well, I'm a trash panda today,
Nice.
cause I be fucking some trashy bitch. No, nah, I'm playing.
Oh man. All right. Let's agree we're like the two saddest dude.
For real. I'm just trying
What's
to
up,
be
man?
cool, man. Nothing much, dude. It's Wednesday, right?
Bro, it's a Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. These days, like, they're all mixed together, bro. I can't even tell the difference between them unless I'm at work.
Tell me about it, man. I don't even work, but like, just it's just like I just wake up and like, all right, it's another day. Which I feel
Yeah.
like, not much has changed between regular life. Just wake up, I'm like, ah,
I
shit.
mean, for you, because, I mean, like, you don't have.
I'm unemployed, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, for me, I gotta wake up hella early and then drive an hour,
Yeah,
get to work, and then leave at 5. Well, actually, it's not too bad recently because they changed my schedule because I start at 9,
all right,
except
that's
for
cool.
Fridays, yeah. But then again, I come back home at 7. I get home at
hmm
7, so it's not. It's good, but it's not that great.
Man, that's the one thing I kind of hate, or I don't miss about having a job is having to travel, bro. That like hour long commute. I mean, like when I
Yeah.
when I first started working, I remember I was working at Timberland at
Mhm.
a mall, and it was cool at first because I used to live out over there, but then I moved back to Oakland, so like having to drive 45 minutes
For a
out there.
fucking $15 paycheck.
Not even, bro. It was less. It was because they had like their minimum wage was a lot lower. It
Mhm.
was I think it was like 10 11
$12.99.
dollars something.
Yeah.
It was low, bro. And the thing is, I didn't have a car at the time. My dad was letting me borrow his SUV.
Fuck.
So literally every 2 weeks, all my paycheck would just go towards gas, man. Like
Dude,
it
I
was
just
just
pulled. I just pulled a long ass hair out of my mouth and my onesie, bro. And I don't even have that long hair. That was disgusting, dude. It was weird.
bro, those
Uh,
pubes, that it's that ass hair.
those ass hairs. Yeah. Have you? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, man.
It feels. It
Yeah, I
feels
got I got
weird.
long hair though, so like when I wash everything like stuff together, like
Yeah.
obviously sometimes I have hair like just like inside of my shirt or shit.
For me, back when we used to only have 2 bathrooms or one
Oh
bathroom
wow,
actually. Wow,
the
so sad, huh?
struggle,
The struggle.
the struggle. Yeah.
Well, when we lived on 85th on that little small ass house that we
hmm
were there for like a couple months. We used to share the bathroom, so we share the bathroom with my mom, my brothers, and then at that time an auntie was living there with us too. So
hmm
we used to share the bathroom, and for some fucking reason, bro, they used to always use my sacate. Was it called the little the scrub or whatever you want to call it to like clean your
Uh,
body and
like like the foliating scrub.
yeah. For some reason, my mom or my dad used to stay grabbing my shit, bro, and there would be like some long ass hair stuck to it, and I would be like, scribe myself, and then bam, like I feel something on my butt cheeks. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's like a long ass hair like this.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, all right, like this is the thing about family, bro. You share a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, but there's some
I
things you just
there's
shouldn't
stuff
share.
there's stuff that I'm like I don't like to share, man. Like
Yeah,
I just don't like to share like towels that much. Like even though like
towels
it's
I
you
don't
can
really
wash
care.
it,
Yeah, you can wash the
yeah.
towels.
I just like having my own towel, man. Like it's just like
Yeah,
I this is mine. I know where it's been. I know like
for me,
who what I got on me.
I'll tell you one thing that I don't share is underwear,
Toothbrushes.
toothbrush, socks, um, the scrub thingy,
Yeah,
and my toilet wipes.
those
My
man wipes.
the dude wipes. That's the only thing I don't share in my house, bro. Anything else is up for grabs, kinda. Unless
Yeah,
I'm like, and rice pudding.
rice pudding.
Yeah, I don't like sharing my shit, bro. That's my favorite snack ever, dude. Like, oh man, I remember one. I got into a fight with my brother for that too. Um,
Oh dude, it's food. When it comes to food, it's a little serious, though, you
Kinda, dude. It depends. Like, there's times where I'm like, whatever. I mean, I wasn't really gonna eat it either. I was just gonna, so it doesn't go to waste. But
Yeah,
but rice pudding, bro, man, if you, cause it comes in packets of 6, right?
yeah.
And they're hella small, and you're just like, dude, I'll eat
Just
2
eat
of
them
these.
hella
Yeah,
fast.
I'll eat 2 of these on my like one day, and then the next day I'll eat 2 or whatever. And then there's this one time, like, I don't know if you ever had those moments when you're like, oh hell yeah, I have this at home. I'm finna fuck it up. You know what I'm
Plenty
saying?
of times, bro. Plenty of
You
times.
start to like
You
imagine
start
shit,
fantasizing.
fantasizing and shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna close my door in my room, turn the lights down,
And
turn
just
on some
like
candles, and eat that
uncover
shit.
this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you start thinking
You
hella
planned
weird.
it.
Yeah, you do you have like this whole plan in your head. Like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then you get home and it's not there, and it's in your brother's trash, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Well, that's happened to me a couple times, which is why I say I never share my
Rice pudding.
my rice puddings, bro. And that's why I have a fridge in my room now too.
Hey, I
Uh,
used to have a fridge in my room too, but then it would just make it hot, and like my room's small,
yeah,
so like
dude.
it'll just heat it up. It was really convenient though. I did realize that it made me a lot fatter because I just had soda and like unhealthy shit in there that like I would just eat. Like
Not
obviously
me,
like
dude.
stuff
For some reason, my shit's been
yours is just packed with beer. I've been
no.
over there, don't lie.
I mean, yeah, but like it's not all the time. Like there's times where I'm like, all right, for example, last time I bought a 24 pack of those Mexican Cokes, the glass bottles.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll have this shit for like a month or two. It lasted about a month, a month and a couple of weeks, and like the last, I just finished them actually. I told my mom, I was like, I just grab some from upstairs because
Mm.
I know I'm not gonna drink all of them. And yeah, literally one day, I had like 12 left, and in one day they were gone, bro.
Uh,
So yeah, man, I just hate people that. I just don't like when people don't
uh,
ask for shit.
yeah, that's my thing, man. Like I'm like, dude, look, just ask for it, and I'm good with you. Like, I'll tell you yes or no.
Yeah,
Like I don't like when like people like if I tell them no
and
and
they
they
still
don't
grab it.
respect it. Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Fuck.
dude, I tell you no and like you still grab it. So like in the future I'm gonna just say no just to spite you. Like like
Dude,
I
that's what
just
I started doing, bro. I kept telling my brother, like, hey, nah, bro, just ask. Like, it doesn't hurt to ask, man. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not an asshole. You know, like, if I have something and I know that you want some, I'm gonna just say no. It's all good. But
No,
yeah,
there's just times where like I'm just like I'm saving this. I want to eat this like later.
yeah, dude.
I'm planning like everything around it, and then like you come back and it's gone. It's like, bro,
You
like
know
I
what's
had
pissed me
this.
off too, bro? Oh man, I fucking hate when this shit happens. So you know, you're doing okay, right? You're like, I'm not skinny, but I ain't like obese. You know, I'm good. I can still have a couple snacks, some cookies, or
That
some like
before
chips and
that
shit like that.
diabetes kicks in.
Yeah, and then you get home, and then your mom's like, we're all going in a diet, and I just threw away all the fucking snacks that we had in the house. I'm like,
Ooh.
bro, what the fuck? Nah, you're on a diet. Shit, leave me the fuck alone, dude.
Man, I hate that, dude. I really hate that. Like my mom used to do that. My mom would do like juice cleanses and all that.
Yeah, same.
And I mean, like like there's times where I'm like really nutritious and like I would do like a whole bunch of veggies
Yeah,
and meats and like a lot like more natural products and like stay away from like a lot of like preservatives and shit like that.
yeah.
But when my mom gets on a health cleanse, she's just like that's
Everybody
all she
lockdown.
buys. Yeah,
Yeah, fucking hate
yeah,
it.
dude. I really realized that I feel like my family sometimes because I end up grocery shopping for myself sometimes because
Hmm.
they at times it's like just unhealthy shit at the house and it's just like come on, man, like I just want to eat a salad, bro. Like
I
there's
just
just
need some
times,
plants.
yeah, there's times where I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, like I just my body doesn't feel right. Like I need some fiber, bro. It's getting hard to go to the bathroom.
I feel like that's how I've been too. Like, especially right now, like my mom has been going to get like, grocery shopping, and I'm not saying she's been making like unhealthy stuff, but so she buys healthy and unhealthy like meat and whatever, and then vegetables and shit. And I always
Yeah,
skip on the vegetables, and I'm starting to feel the
se
effects,
nota.
bro. I'm starting to feel the effects. Like I feel super groggy in the mornings. Like just lazy. Like I have no energy, but I'll
Yeah.
still eat the shit out of a burger though. Um,
It's got a little lettuce in there. It's got some tomatoes.
it has some. I hate tomatoes on burgers, bro. I take them out.
I, I hate tomatoes in general, bro. Like
Yeah.
there's I don't like tomatoes. The only tomato I like is ketchup.
It's not
And
called
that's
ketchup, bro. It's katsu.
it's katsu. Tomato soup basically with a whole bunch of sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, dude, ketchup just has a
it's a shit
crazy
ton.
amount of
Yeah,
sugar. Yeah. That
but
thing's
it's good though.
basically candy.
I'll
Well,
eat ketchup by
because
its
it's
own.
sugar. It's giving me asco just thinking about that.
I'll eat a spoonful of ketchup by itself. That's how good it is. Nah,
Hey
that's
man,
disgusting, bro.
so last podcast we left off on a cliffhanger of how we met,
Right? Yeah, yeah,
and let's say it involves your favorite snack.
yeah. And it's weird. We were just talking about that shit too.
It involves rice pudding, man.
um,
So
not
I
really
don't
though,
know.
but yeah,
Well, it looked like rice pudding.
yeah.
I don't know. You want to take it from here? You want me to
All right, yeah. I'll start. It was his fifth grade? No, sixth grade. Right? Sixth.
sixth grade? Yeah.
It was one late afternoon, sixth grade, in 2000. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know the math on that one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was middle school for us. And was it like the first week? It was still orientation week, right? It's like summer
Yeah,
school.
yeah. I remember like I didn't know anybody, and like it was
Yeah,
just
same.
super. Nobody knew anybody at that point unless you came from school with them.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is rare because nobody seemed to come from same schools.
yeah, man. Nobody wanted to go to that concentration camp.
Yeah, so it was our freshman year of middle school. To this school that, for some fucking reason, hated summer or summertime because we would only have like 2 weeks of summer vacation there. It would
Yeah,
take like two and a half months or something of summer school.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, I never felt that advanced
Yeah.
in it. Like, yeah.
Well, this was a school for nerds, to be honest, because everybody there was hella smart. I don't even know what. Well, I was kind of smart too. We're both really smart, but we're just lazy, or at least I am. I'm just lazy to do the work. Um,
I was too, bro. I hated homework. Like I just hated homework.
was this
The,
with Mr. Baker or Mr. Schwartzman?
we had both, I think, but I'm not sure. Anyways, and our teacher, he had some anger issues, bro. All of
He
our
was a
teachers
dick,
had
yeah.
anger issues, bro. I don't understand. Like this, they just
Well,
had
I
anger
think I
issues.
think Baker came from he was a military he was from the military, and he just
Man,
came back to be a teacher.
fuck that though, dude. Like
But
they, it's
this
just the way
guy,
they
all
treat
right,
children, bro.
this guy, Mr. Baker was cool. He was funny as fuck. He was cool and all. But he had one slight issue. He just loved to throw his fucking stool around to the wall, hit walls with his stool and shit, which was
And
pretty
his
funny,
water
dude.
bottles,
When it happened to somebody, but when it happened to you, dude, I
I
sucked, dude.
imagine like this would be the perfect setup for like a Seth Rogen movie, where like
Yeah,
where like the teacher just has like a short fuse, and like the class is all talking, they don't know how to calm down. Just throws a stool across the fucking room, and like it hits this like metal cabinet, and
yeah,
then
and
like
just making
every
some big ass sound, dude.
yeah, man, like you traumatizing these kids, bro.
I'm surprised they never told him anything from the office. Like, yo, man,
I think they encouraged it, man.
I think so too. I think so too,
Like
because they noticed that our class, and not to be like, oh yeah, our class was the best, but our class was top class in that because there's two more other classes, right, that were sixth grade. It's like two
yeah,
of
no.
each.
So yeah, there's two. You basically like compete with
Yeah,
another class. I don't want to say compete, but there's like two
but
of each
yeah,
level.
and we were like, nah, yeah, we're just smart, man. We're just like on point with our shit. At least the class was. I really wasn't. I was
Yeah,
good
I
at
was.
taking the test, but I would never do the homework.
Yeah, me neither. I think that's why we got along so well after.
So one day this girl was like, I'm not gonna say her name, but there's this Asian girl that was like, I don't know, nervous or something, like feeling kind of sick and whatnot, and she was
It's
just
when
sitting in class.
the
But she
best
was
way,
the
I guess.
smartest one. She was like the smartest like girl in the class.
Yeah.
And she was just not feeling so well or whatever, and she would not always be so quiet. Like she will always be raising her hand and stuff like that. But for some reason that day she was just like not having it. Like she wasn't talking or anything. And the teacher kept asking like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? Whatever." She never said anything, but she was like on her desk, like this,
Front of the class,
in
right
front of
in
the
front of the
class,
teacher.
like this, looking down, like super quiet and whatever. Like she looked nervous as fuck. And then the teacher was like, "Yo, just stand up. What's going on?" And we'll talk about it and whatever. And as soon as she moves her hands from this to this, there was like a pile of like throw up in her on her desk. Like she was sick, and you can tell that all she ate was rice that morning. And
It
yeah,
looked like
dude,
rice pudding.
it looked like rice pudding. And I was like, fuck, she dropped her lunch. Se le cayó el arroz con leche. El arroz con leche. All she had was arroz con leche and whatever. And the whole class was laughing because I was saying that. Poor girl, though. I guess she was kind of like upset. She left the classroom, went to the office, and I just kept
Oh,
on,
bro.
I just kept on capping on her. But,
I think
fuck.
you missed some important details though. But
What?
like, just to give my perspective on it, she was I was kind of like sitting in the middle of the class, whatever. We had assigned seats, I think, at that
Yeah.
point, and then she was up in the front, and we were doing. Everybody was quiet. We were all doing like popcorn reading, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. It was. Yeah. She was hella quiet, but
yeah, and then like she was literally like in front of the class. She was like maybe like 2, 3 feet away from the teacher, and his favorite stool.
yeah.
um, and then like I was in the middle of the class, and then I remember like Emmanuel being like 2 rows over and like a row down or something, like semi close. But I just remember like, man, I don't know anybody here. Like I this feels like a concentration camp. like like I don't feel like I could be myself around here. And then that's when like the teacher like she looks over and she's like, hey, not to say her name, but he was like, hey, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? What you got there? And then like she's like she, she was like, no. And then she's just like then
Boom.
like she's like, hey, he's like, hey, it's okay. Like, let me see what you have there. And like I guess he thought she spilled her lunch or something.
No, he
She
knew.
spilled
He knew it was throw up, cause he was.
oh
He
I don't
was
know.
like he looked at it and he was like, oh fuck, and then
Yeah,
he
he was like
told her to go to the office.
yeah, and then and then like the first thing I just remember doing this, I didn't know anybody at the point, and I remember Pollo just going, "Oh, that shit looked like arroz con leche." My mom was gonna pack me arroz con leche today, bro. I was dying laughing. I was like,
Nah,
I was like, I want to be friends with this guy. This guy is funny.
the thing that made me laugh the most though, there was this kid from like two on seventh or eighth grade, a troublemaker, bro, and he calls the office and he's like, hey, can you send Kenny over? Somebody dropped their lunch. In the desk on their desk, and that's when I was like, what the fuck, because the teacher was like always trying to like make people mad and shit, or like
Yeah,
kind of like mess with you. So
yeah, it's like assert their dominance, like do what I'm telling you to do.
yeah, he was a dick
Man,
sometimes.
dude, I have some more because you left that school like a year into it,
Nah, I
right?
finished my
Or a year and a
year,
half.
and then yeah, I left half year of
So
all right, let me tell you why I left though.
yeah,
Or the reason why I left, so in middle school, I was either always, nah, I was never late actually. I was there early all the time, but I would never do my homework.
yeah,
And I wasn't doing my homework so often that um third week of the school year, they just the principal just called my mom and set me and my brother down, and he was like, yeah, so your kids will be in detention for the rest of the year because of how much many assignments they haven't turned in. It's only 3 weeks, bro. That's hella. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hella
I've
assignments.
had that same conversation with my parents, with my
So
mom, and the same principal, dude.
so I was like, fuck this. I ain't staying here till like, was it 6:30?
I think it was like 5:30 or something. It was an hour or
Yeah,
an hour and a half. It
yeah,
wasn't that bad,
because we
but
had the. Did we have after school programs there? No, huh? It was just till 5.
detention was after school program.
Yeah, dude, it fucking sucked, man. So I was like, I ain't doing that. What the hell? Like, Kids gotta live sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, dude, so your story ended a lot shorter there. I stayed in that Nazi concentration camp like an extra year,
Yeah,
and like I'm not gonna lie, man, that they really made me depressed, bro, just being there. And like it was just all this, it was constantly homework, and they're like, oh, we're prepping you for college, like boy, like let me get through high school first, and then
for
like
real. That's the like another 8 years.
yeah, and like I felt like they didn't let you be, um, they didn't let you grow as a person and be unique to yourself. Like
Yeah, it
you know,
was just all
they really took pride in like um making you, like breaking you
a
and just
slave, man.
becoming a student. Yeah. What I remember like having a conversation is, and I don't understand why teachers always say this, but like they're always like, do you want to be a janitor when you grow up? I was like, because I don't do my homework. Like I don't. What do you mean? Like I have other ambitions. Like I don't want to just do work. And I remember one of the other conversations, or like one of the principals, like he took pride in himself because one of the students had to quit his soccer team in order to do his homework, or like the
Yeah,
amount of work they give us. And I was like, dude, why are you like forcing these kids to like give up stuff to like focus on homework in school? Like I honestly think like if they would have gave us like not so harsh punishments. And like I was on the same boat as you. Like my first month or so
yeah,
of school, I had detention for the rest of the year. And beyond that, like they're like, dude, you have so many detentions, you would be in detention until eighth grade. Like if you stayed here, I was
yeah,
like,
dude.
oh
That's what they told me too. I was like, well, I guess I ain't staying here then. And
yeah.
then
And then
I remember too that they were like, was it? I think it was with my older brother. They're like, yo, man, like you're doing so bad, that you're gonna have to repeat the year, like his eighth grade year. And my
yeah,
brother was like, what the fuck? Like I already flunked once here. Like I'm not gonna flunk twice. And he went to
yeah,
the other high school. He went to high school, or to the other middle school. But they were like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're advanced, bro. You're doing AP algebra in the eighth grade, bro. Like,
yeah,
that's high school shit. Like." And my brother was like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, I guess I can go to high school if you want."
Yeah, see, so like it was stuff like that. Like they were also trying to flunk me in my seventh grade.
Yeah.
So I actually it was eighth grade summer. So it was like the summer before the actual eighth grade.
Mhm.
And I remember they tried to put me back to seventh grade. And like it just felt like they were making fun of me, like, oh, you don't do your homework, so now you have to be down here. I'm just like, I was
Nah,
like,
bro.
dude, what's up? Yeah, and then at the time, I was just like really, I would like internalize a lot of this stuff. Like, I wouldn't be outspoken about it.
Yeah.
So like, I was like chubbier as a kid because I
You
would
were
eat
you
food as comfort.
you were you were the kid that would get punked a lot, I would say.
Yeah, well, it's because like, dude, I was like, I don't like, I just didn't want to be there, man. Like, I like again, like, I
Yeah,
didn't
same.
feel like my personality like grew there, and I was just like, and the one thing that like we always had to wear uniform,
I
and we always
hated
had
that
to
shit,
like,
dude.
and I remember like you couldn't have specific haircuts. Like I was like,
Yeah.
it literally felt like a military school, dude. Like,
You couldn't have specific haircuts. You could only have all white shoes or all black shoes. If your shoes were white and black, you were like they were like, nah, you can't wear those shoes then.
yeah,
Um,
you couldn't wear red, or
or
blue
blue.
because they're gang colors.
Yeah. But then again, we're all wearing black dickies and black shirts, or khaki dickies and
Yeah,
white shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
yeah, and what else, man? Like you always had to wear a polo,
mm-hmm. Belt and tucked in your shirt.
belt, tuck in your shirt, and then you also have to have I think for gym you also have to bring your gym clothes. The thing
Yeah.
I hated, man, is like they had like gym, and then like no showers. So like the whole class would just be stinking,
Yeah,
and
dude.
like I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
That's
I
why.
remember like I just stopped giving a fuck at one point, and like I didn't even bring my gym stuff. I'm just like, dude, we're gonna be stinking anyways. What the fuck's the point?
Nah, you were lucky because of your asthma that you had. I don't know if you still have it, but you still they used to
Pneumonia.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, we're gonna run a mile. Oh, can't do that, sir.
Yeah, dude. I was kind of I was lucky to like do that. Like dude, I played that excuse so long. Like I was perfectly fine, but they're like, oh, like I guess they didn't want to get sued in case anything happened.
Yeah,
So I was just like, they kind of were like, oh yeah, you're good. Like they were trying to push me, but I remember that excuse only lasted for so long. And I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of liked a lot of my gym teachers because they were I like gym. There was like more physical activity, and just
Hmm.
because you're smart in one area doesn't mean you're smart in another area. Or like if they're trying to, you can't teach a fish how to climb, right?
Yeah,
Like it's gonna believe it's stupid, but like in water, it'll like just swim
do its
around and
thing.
like yeah, let's do its thing, right? So like I didn't know I was like I love physical activity, but I always liked being out and like not in the classroom learning. Although I did value education, the way they structured it,
Yeah,
just like I just didn't like it, man.
it's too forced, man. Like I feel
Yeah,
like some like learning it. I mean, it just depends, man. It's like your drive, you know what I'm saying? There's kids that are smart, like book smart, but it might
yeah,
not be so smart, like in a real life situation.
yeah. Oh, so
And I
this
see that
so
a lot.
this was on one end of the spectrum. This is like the super strict, like everybody's like fucking A+ students.
Yeah,
We were like the second best school, right behind like another school that was also like a
American
charter
Indian, I
school.
think it's called.
Yeah, apparently like they were embezzling money from there.
Yeah,
So like anyways, like we were like pretty good school. Like that's besides the point. And I guess they really prided themselves. They prided themselves more on their ranking than on their quality of the students like happiness
yeah, the student life
and
and shit like that.
yeah, the student life, I guess. And then I went from that from 6th and 7th grade to on the other side of the spectrum. I went to school with you because you moved on 7th grade, and
Yeah.
then we had two different 7th grades, and then 8th grade I moved into the same school you did. But I don't know if you want to tell a little bit more about that school compared to the school we were
All
at.
right, just to give a quick, like, kind of like an overview of that school. It was a charter school as well, except that we used to have to wear navy blue with white or all navy blue. That was our uniform and whatever. You could wear any kind of shoes you want. They didn't really matter, but just not being able to wear red and blue, the same thing, other than navy blue, which is the school colors. And dude, that school was so. It was like small, dude. It's like like a
I think it was like 200 students in total. Total,
yeah in total,
maybe,
and it was like
maybe.
and it was a one class of each grade only, so it's not too it's not a big ass school or anything. And
Mm,
then we had no place to play or anything like that. We still have to run to a park or march to a park actually.
yeah, which I kind of like the
Yeah, it was
that
fun.
we'd at least had outside time.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, keep on going.
Um, and the students there gave no fucks about the teachers, no respect, except for the principal and the PE teacher. Those two were the only and the art teacher. Those three people were the only people that got all the respect from the students. And I'm talking about like we would never talk in their classes, never, or when they were talking, or we would never like disrespect them. There was a few,
Yeah,
but those people didn't last long.
yeah, yeah.
uh, or whatever. But yeah, it was cool, man. Like we've made two teachers cry. Uh, we made three teachers quit. Those two same teachers plus another teacher quit.
Yeah.
And one of them left because she got into a car accident, so it doesn't
Mm.
really count. But let's talk about the first teacher we made cry.
Well, you were there on 7th grade,
Yeah,
so
this was before you though. This was
this is
before.
before I was there, so I didn't make anybody cry. If
Um,
anything, I was the one crying all the time.
the first teacher was a Ethiopian teacher, fresh off the boat, not able to speak. Well, she spoke English, but it was like super broken. And I never played part of it because I'm a really nice person. I never try to
The
make
fuck.
those teachers cry. No, I swear to God, I was never like you remember how they used to treat me too, man. Like what I'm saying, like because
Yeah.
religion and whatever. So they used to always make fun of me. But this teacher, she was like she didn't know how to speak that much English. Like it was kind of minimal, but she was really smart with I think it was math or science, one of those two. She was the greatest teacher for that. And she kept on teaching and teaching and whatever. And then I remember we used to throw erasers or balls of paper and stuff like that. And for some reason I forgot what the fuck happened. Like somebody was like, "Hey, let's see how many pieces of paper can get stuck in her hair." so So people kept on throwing
It's
like
just some bad kids.
they kept on throwing like little piece of paper in her hair, or walk when she would sit down. They would walk around and just like drop a little paper or something on her. And she found out, and she was like, "Who's been doing this? Who's doing this?" Who's doing this? And to the point where she was just like, she had enough of it, and she just left the classroom and came back crying, grabbed her purse and left.
Oh my god.
She quit,
You
bro.
guys broke an adult, dude.
Yeah,
That's
because
literally strength in numbers right
because
there.
it wasn't just like one or two people doing it, bro. It's like half the class. And that's when she left. But she was there for like almost 4 or 5 months.
Damn,
And
she probably had enough before that, and that was just the
yeah,
breaking
and there's another teacher. Um, she was an Asian teacher. She was really good at math. No, not to be or sound racist or anything. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm still on the clock. Um, and she was really good. She was a really good math teacher, dude. Like I used to love her class. Cause I was really good at math too. During those days, and so I would always pay attention. But this one dude, Victor, and this other dude, oh man, what's the guy's name? Rafael. You know him. You
yeah,
know both of them.
yeah.
Um, they
It's weird how we've met. Oh, I met Victor at the same time, but the
yeah
other guy, like we coincidentally like just met
met
him.
with each other.
I met him, yeah.
So this boy was like, yo, I forgot her name. Yo, teacher. So how long off are you? And she was like, oh, I don't understand your question. And this boy was like, how long have you been pregnant for? And the teacher was like, that is so disrespectful. That's the dumbest question you could ever ask a teacher. You shouldn't be asking these type of questions or insulting us like that. But she wasn't pregnant, bro. She just had like a fat belly, dude, like a big belly.
No,
And,
actually, just have to tell you later on. I think like in eighth grade when I was there, she actually was pregnant. Like
yeah.
she came, but like he was keeping on with the joke. So I mean, eventually he got it right.
So this boy kept on making fun of her like and shit like that. And oh man, um, a couple months later she quit because we made her cry too. Um, and
Some
then
bad kids, man. Keep in mind this school compared to the other school, location wise, is in a
it's in a
bad.
sketchy side
It's
area.
in it's in a worse neighborhood, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's in a worse setting. Yeah, like I said,
Um,
there's a liquor store right in front across the street.
and then what's it called? The third teacher we made quit. Um, was this it was this African American teacher we had. Mr. Johnson, I think it's called. He was called.
I
This
don't
dude
know.
was from the military too. He was a military person. And the way that we didn't make him cry, we just pissed him off, or some one person pissed him off. So we had this kid in our classroom, and he was part of this gang that we made, the punk rock nerds. Oh no, you remember that?
I don't know if I was in it. I ain't
I
getting
think
invite.
yeah, you were.
What was I in seventh grade or like eighth grade?
Eighth grade. It was with Landon and Leandro.
No, I probably wasn't in it.
Well,
I don't know.
we had like this little group of like, we like the same type of music and whatever, and we used to like well, they would skateboard. I would just ride along, but
This is along that I'm a nerd.
yeah,
I'm a
and
jerk.
yeah,
Like
so
the LMFAO skinny tight zebra print. Everybody's skateboarding. Everybody's walking like they don't like it like this because like they're wearing jeans. They can't
they're
see
too
their
tight.
knees. Yeah.
Damn, dude. And this boy Leandro used to, for some reason, he used to love stealing shit, but in the dumbass way, bro. Like he wasn't even slick. You know what I'm saying? Our teacher used to sell pencils in class, and
Like
that
a reward system.
yeah. No. She used to sell pencils. Like she was selling pencils because kids kept on losing their shit, and she would sell them for like 10 cents or 25 cents, whatever, which is
Mm.
pretty cheap. And then the money that we had, we would have like a little something at the end of the year, or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
She was slanging pencils in the
yeah,
classroom.
she was. And this kid literally steals all her pencils, all of them, bro. And she was like, "Yo, like somebody stole the pencils, and nobody's gonna leave until we find who took the pencils." And this dude was using one of the pencils that he stole right in front of the teacher, and then was like, "Hey, anybody need a pencil? I have some pencils too, if you need to borrow." And there was a like a little box of pencils inside his backpack, like brand new, like those lead pencils that you would just like take one off and then put it in the back,
Yeah,
and then you will always lose one of those little pieces, so the pencil was useless.
yeah.
It was those type of pencils that she had too, and those were 25 cents.
I like I remember the pricing.
Because those were the most expensive ones. And what's it called? Um, he had a bunch of those too in the backpack and whatever. And the teacher was like, "Where'd you get them?" Like, "Oh, I just bought them." Like, how did you just buy them?
Keep in mind, it's like in the middle of the class for the
Yeah, it's
day. It's
middle
not
of the
it's not like in
classroom.
the beginning or towards the end. Like, bro, like you still got like a whole 4 hours to go before we leave home.
And then this dude was just like that, like whatever about it. But that's not how. He didn't make that teacher quit. That teacher was like, I'm a deal with you guys. Like, I know where you guys
She
come
was
from.
loving, bro. She was
Yeah,
resilient.
but she left because she got into a car accident. But the teacher that replaced her, this dude, Mr. Johnson, keep in mind that you're like in a low income community, so the chances of your family owning a laptop was, zero. You know what I'm saying? Most of the
Yeah,
families there,
especially because technology wasn't that widely available. It
mm-hmm,
was like there, but it was still
expensive.
wasn't. It was still expensive. Yeah.
So this guy would always be like, "Okay, guys, I want a 1,000 word essay, and it has to be typed. It cannot be written it by hand." I'm like, "The fuck? You got computers here
I
or
actually
something?"
did.
Nah, dude. When I was there, we didn't have any computers, dude.
I guess
We
there
didn't have
wasn't nothing.
laptops or anything. Um, at least towards the end of towards almost towards the end of eighth grade, we probably did,
Mhm.
but not in the beginning. Not when he was there. He was like, I need this to be typed and the word count on it too. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? And that teacher was like, always like, okay, it's your guys' first day of school or your first day after spring break, whatever. Here's a test. I'm like, the fuck? A test on what? Like it's the first day. We haven't even like learned anything new. That he's like, yeah, just to see how much you retained or whatever. We were just like, whatever, let's take a test. And then there's this white girl in our class, super smart. She would always like kiss ass for some reason. Oh yeah, I think we should take a quiz on this too. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Amber. What the hell's wrong with you? Um, and this guy used to bring Swisher sweets to class just because he liked to smoke like cigars and whatever, cheap ass cigars. It's like $2 cigars and shit.
Yeah.
And middle school students, we were like experimenting with weed and whatever. This boy Leandro goes into his drawers, grabs two of those cigars, and it's lunchtime, and the teacher's gonna was about to go out and smoke. So he goes to his desk and he opens the thing and he's like, "Who grabbed my swishers? Who the fuck grabbed my swishers?" And he just started going off like, "You disrespectful motherfuckers! Oh, you're taking shit that's not yours." And then the principal comes in and takes him away because he's like, "Yo, you can't be talking like that to students. You can't be swearing and shit like that." So she comes back into the room and she's like, "I want to apologize to you kids, um, after hearing all this disrespectful and inappropriate language from the teachers. Mind you, that we were always talking like, 'What's up, motherfucker? Like, what's up, stupid?
Yeah,
Retard shit
but
like
you
that.'"
guys are younger and not a professional,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. But like, she's like, "It's inappropriate language that you should not be hearing from us." I'm like, man, that's what makes a class fun. Cause man, what's that teacher's name? Miss damn it, dude. She was like the coolest teacher there. Miss
Was she the art teacher?
no, 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 no. She was a vice principal,
Oh, Miss Dicky.
Miss Dicky. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, she would talk to us dead ass like homies. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
but the reason,
She knew how to talk to
yeah,
kids from that
from that
neighborhood, you
neighborhood,
know.
and it would keep us engaged, bro. Like I think I learned, I learned a lot because of her, cause
Yeah.
she would keep us engaged. Man, she was like hell, like she was like those loud but sweet teachers, like sweet people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like she's not gonna take nonsense. She'll talk back to you.
Yeah,
And like
she'll
she'll put you in your place.
yeah, she'll be like, you can't be coming up to me like that, motherfucker, you know, or whatever. Like,
Yeah, but she was loving, you know.
yeah, but she was hella sweet, dude. And uh, uh, I remember one time I got in trouble because we were doing this a lot.
Oh yeah.
Remember? I was like, hey Victor, and she was like, what the hell y'all doing? I was like, nothing. I'm just scratching my nose. She was like, you think I'm stupid? I'm like, no, I'm just scratching my nose. Then she's like, well, then why are you making eye contact with Victor over there and scratching your nose? She thought we were like talking about like coke or whatever, but we were just doing it because I don't know why the fuck we were doing it.
It was a random thing
It
that
was
you
just
would
random.
do to kill time in class. You were that bored, bro. It was just like,
And
all
then
right,
there comes a point where she's like, if you scratch your nose one more time, you're gonna step out the class. And when she said that, for some fucking reason, my nose got super itchy, like hella itchy, dude. Like I was like, fuck, like I forgot who was sitting next to me. I was like, hey, bro, I need to scratch my nose hella bad, but I don't want to get in trouble. And I go like this, and then she looks at me. And she's like, you better put your hand down. I'm like, my nose is really itchy. She's like, if you touch your
uh,
nose, you're going out the class. I was like, fuck. So I ended up getting detention that night, that day.
hey, man, that reminded me of something that you did at the previous school in sixth grade.
What?
Keep in mind, like they were more strict back there. So like we were like they would hear like little whispers and be like, all right, next person
Oh, the
get
notes?
detention. Yeah, so me and Pollo found a way to pass notes, right? So we would just like toss it. Like we're I think like a row or two over,
Mm.
but we would just like toss it or like hit it so like the floor is slid and then like it would hit his backpack and stop. And then like so like Boyo wouldn't really get caught. He would like kind of make up some bullshit. For some reason you could have just picked up the note, but for some reason you decided like to drop
Drop
your
the fence.
pencil and then like pick the pencil up and pick the note up and then just like read or whatever or write. Sometimes we would just be drawing stuff. Like we would jointly work on a drawing together and then
Oh, yeah.
pass it off. And then like the other person would add something to the picture and then draw like fold it up and like
And then
slide it
pass it
back.
around. Yeah.
But you kept on dropping your pencil, bro. And like I remember the teacher was like, Emmanuel, why do you keep on dropping your pencil? He was like, it just keeps on falling off the desk. and he's like, drop the pencil one more time and you're out of the class. And then like I was just like, bro, I was in the back laughing, like, oh my god, this is funny.
It's like,
And then like you pass the note back, and then at this point I'm like, you know when like you can't laugh, but like everything inside you was like just dying. Like,
yeah.
dude, I was so close from like bursting out laughing. You passed the note back. I pick it up, just like I just pick it up, bro. Like, cause his back was turned, he was writing on the wall or whatever. I just pick it up and like I keep on doing stuff. And I think he just wanted to test his patience, because when I passed it back to you, you thought about it. Like I seen you like I seen you just look, and you're just like,
Fuck.
hey, you were slick though, because your hand was here. You just like you just moved the pencil off, and then like, bro, like he heard it, he got mad. I think he like sent you out or something. Like he sent you
Yeah.
out to the hall or to like the principal's office.
Nah, he wanted to talk. He was talking to me, but he was talking hella shit.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "What the hell's wrong with you? You think I'm stupid? You've been passing notes and stuff. That's not that slick. I'm gonna let it go, but you need to go to the teacher's office or to the principal's office." I was like,
Oh shit.
"Damn." So I did get in trouble for passing notes, but he just never took the note away from me.
We were writing some stupid. It was like some sixth grade stupid shit.
Yeah, it was some
Anyways,
dumb shit. We used to
um,
draw a lot of
oh
stuff.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's because it was after Superbad.
Yeah.
And I think Jonah Hill in Superbad, he just like has all these like dick artworks. Anyways, there was stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that was at our previous school, dude. This new school, since I was always a new kid for some reason, man. Like that was some
Yeah.
bullshit. every school I went to was like I was always new kids. I never built like long lasting relationships, like friendships. It was always like, all right, I'm gonna see you guys for 2 years and like I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, like I don't go like I was like whatever. So like I never really like made like strong connections. I think it wasn't until like that eighth grade where I was like,
Well, it was
oh
sixth grade, bro, because we started hanging out in sixth grade. Then I
yeah,
left, but we would still hang out.
yeah. Well, with you, yeah, sixth grade, and like I really never like we never really made I never made strong connections like that until like maybe sixth grade, where I made your connection and like you were
Yeah,
the only friend I had at that time that wasn't in school, the same school with me. I mean, we did go to school, but like apart from that, we still kept in touch and all that. I even went to like church with you and shit,
yeah, it's hella funny, dude.
which is weird. Like I'm like, anyways, yeah, that's a different topic. But yeah, like so, like I was like, all right, man, like they're trying to flunk me, and like I really don't I hate it here. I don't like the principal. I don't feel like they value me. And then that's when I moved like with you to eighth grade, and
Yeah,
that was like the time I was like, oh, I feel like good and cool. Like I like cool and still like with myself, and I was like, oh, I feel like I can express myself. That's when I got like all these like a mohawk, like these
this
different fucking hair
boy
styles,
came
bro.
into
Like
work. He came into class with a green mohawk one time. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, dude. Like I don't know. I just figured at that point I was just like, all right, I feel like I can express myself. I like the certain type of punk rock music. It's like, and it took a
Yeah,
lot to convince my mom to like get a mohawk and then like dye it red. You know what was crazier? It took me longer to convince my mom to get a mohawk than it did for me to dye it.
for real?
Like, yeah, it took me like a long time. I was like, I guess like because she associated it,
Well,
she
remember
associated the haircut with like a bad
hoodlums, yeah,
kid, yeah, and like just
dude.
troublemaker.
For me, I was the first person to want to get a haircut, a mohawk. But during those times, my parents used to be like, "Nah, that's the devil's work.
Yeah.
That's a haircut that only Satanists have." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
On that same topic, so I got my mohawk. I got like a full like actual mohawk from
Yeah,
top to bottom, and I had that for a while. And then like I was like, "Can I dye it red?" And my mom was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And I was like, "Oh shit, let's go,
Dope.
dude!" This was like vibrant red. This is like that bucket you have right behind you. It was like red, and
Hey
I
man,
just remember it was so red that like sometimes when I would do my hair, the dye would come off of my hands.
yeah.
And I just remember going to your house, and then like your dad thinking I was just like the worst kid just off my haircut, man.
That's what I'm
It's
telling you,
funny
bro. It was
though.
like it was
I,
dumb.
I'm like I'm like I was probably like one of the nicest kids at that school though.
Yeah.
Like I was just like pretty respectful to like everybody. Like and that's when I
Well,
really realized as a kid I was like, dude, like people really judge you on your looks
yeah. Never judge a
instead of
book
like
by its cover.
yeah, man.
Oh, what? You thought I was a hoodlum? Nah, never judge a book by its cover. Nah.
uh,
But back to that teacher that quit. After he
oh,
quits, that's when Miss Dicky was our teacher for quite a while. And there's this kid, fuck, Victor, and what's his name? Damn, I just said his name too.
Leandro,
No, no, no. It's the Victor's friend,
Rafael.
Rafael. Dude, this boy came up with the dumbest fucking joke ever, dude. But it still till today has me rolling, bro. Oh my god, dude. Um, so we had like wood tile floor. As weird as that sounds, it's
No,
a
actually, I
tile.
have wood tile floor too here.
Nah, but it's not wood. Like it's not tile, bro. It's like a planks, right?
Yeah, but like it's tile, like it's actually hard like tile. It just looks like wood. Anyways,
No, no, no,
it's
no, no.
important,
This is
irrelevant.
this is it's actual wood.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's actual wood. It's not like a. It's not made out of like a type of rock
hard.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they're made out of. But there's like a couple pieces that broke off. How that happened, I don't know. But this boy literally goes, "Hey, Miss Dicky, hey, Miss Dicky, there's a piece of floor on the floor." For some reason, bro. And then she had me rolling the whole day, bro. I was like, "Hey, Rafa, bro, did you pick up the piece of floor that was on the floor?" He's like, he was like, "Nah, bro, I swear there was." I was like, this dude's hella dumb, bro.
It's like the most stupid, idiotic
Uh,
seventh grade joke ever, and then
but
like you're
you know
just
how
rolling.
he talks, right? Like he talked like in a way
I
like
guess it's the way he said it, you know.
yeah, he talks like in a stoner dumb type of way, bro. I don't know how to explain it. But he talks hella funny, bro. Like he talked hella
Like
funny. I don't
very,
know.
very chill, very
Yeah.
like nonchalant. Like,
Like, hey fool, there's a piece of floor on the floor, fool.
yeah, I guess like a
Like a
stoner
cholo.
homie. Yeah, like, hey man, there's a piece of floor on the floor.
But he was like this. He was like, hey Miss Dicky, there's a piece of floor on the floor right there. And I was just like, this dude's hella dumb, bro.
Bro, that's one of those jokes. It's just like, what the? It's just so stupid. Like you just laugh. It was just like it doesn't make any sense. I'm
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, but it was hella funny for some reason. And then we had another friend. His name's Victor. Dopest person ever. Hella funny. Hilarious motherfucker.
I feel like we should get him on this podcast sometime.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up because, dude, that guy. If we talk to creative people, I think he's the most creative person ever. This guy had a Hummer, a toy Hummer.
Oh, hey man, talk about like he could literally. Honestly, I don't know, I think he's like not doing what he should be doing right now.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
can be doing better stuff.
I really think he has more potential in him because he was so creative as that like back then.
Yeah.
Like he liked to work a lot on like audio equipment and cars, so he had like a lot of audio like knowledge.
Hmm.
Like this dude would have he made an a backpack that had a speaker with an amplifier.
Before it started, before those started coming out like that, huh?
Yeah, before like they started like marketing like that cheesy stuff.
And
But
it,
yeah,
and it ran off of a power drills battery. You know the little DeWalt batteries. They're like this big.
yeah, man.
That's how he powered it. And he did that. Like I was saying, he had a Hummer, like a little toy Hummer with remote control RC. Hummer. It's probably like this big, maybe, like this. And he cut it off. He cut the top off, put a speaker in it, and then I guess glued it or whatever he did to it, so they can hold the Hummer shape. And he put a speaker on it with a battery and whatever. And he would always connect his his phone to it. And I remember one time he started playing cop car sounds. And he started
Like
pulling
the
people
sirens.
over. People start pulling over and shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, you're gonna get in trouble.
Hey man, he was really creative. Like, and I remember
Yeah, hell yeah.
he was also like artistic. Like he just had a creative mind,
He used to
and like
draw his cars and stuff like that, the little dunks. I don't know if
yeah,
you
yeah.
remember
Dude, it was
that. That guy was smart. He's smart too, but again, it's like he's just like us, man. Like he's hella smart, but just lazy to do the work, you know. Or at
I
least
don't know, I
the
haven't kept
homework.
up with him. I haven't
Yeah.
kept up with him. Like, I feel like we need to like have him back on here because the last time I hung out with him was pretty. It was like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, the last time I hung out with him
But
was in
like
your birthday.
he hasn't changed. Oh,
Yeah.
he has my birthday. Yeah, so yeah, but he hasn't changed in terms of like how he is as a person. Like,
Yeah,
obviously he's
he's hella
matured,
cool.
but like, just cool guy. Like,
Cool,
anyways,
funny ass dude. He's a
yeah,
tinker, I guess you can call him that. He likes to tinker with shit. But yeah, man, like, dude, that guy, and he was the oldest dude in our class. Like he was the oldest guy in our class. Him and
I think it's because he flunked the grade,
yeah,
didn't
him and Rafael were the oldest ones.
he? Hmm.
There's this kid. Oh well, this is actually not even in that school, but there's this kid in my high school where I used to go to. We were in ninth grade, and this dude was in ninth grade too. This motherfucker was 18, bro.
In ninth grade.
Yeah, in ninth grade, a freshman year, 18 year old, and he was there until he turned he was about to turn 20, and he was just like, man, fuck this school ain't my shit.
Sometimes it's
crazy,
not,
bro.
man. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's not.
But the crazy thing though is that so it was him, friend, his name is Lalo, and his older brother Leo. Bro, these guys were like homies, dude. Like, like cholos, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight up, bro. Like you looked at him and you'll be like, yeah, he's a fucking cholo for sure. Like these guys used to wear like clothes 2 or 3 times larger than what they are, and they would look like they would just be sagging like heavy, bro, like sagging, dude. Like their their um their shoes were like hella small, so the fact that they're sagging, you just wouldn't even see his shoes, bro. Like it would be inside the jeans, and yeah, dude. But as soon as that guy left from high school, Leo, he was like, man, I'm gonna get my life together. Cause he had his girl pregnant, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna start doing better in school, so I can give my kid a better life or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes he finishes up high school, and he goes to UC uh what's that Santa Cruz, UC Santa
Okay.
Cruz. Dude, I'm like, what the fuck, this dude? He stopped wearing baggy clothes. He started wearing like fit, like fit clothing and shit like that. I'm like, these boys went from Sasa locos to fucking city boys, like wearing tight ass clothes and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they used to stay making fun of me, bro. Hey, bro, you should loosen up them jeans, man, because it looks like you in pain or shit like
Those
that. I'm like, what
those
the fuck?
those tight jeans, man.
Yeah, I was like, nah, man, I'm good. you should put some tighter clothes, shit. Um,
Hey, man, that's good though. Like I feel like there's like catalyst between people. It's like,
yeah,
all right, just
and
like
that drive that his older brother had, it rubbed off on his younger brother, which is Lalo. He was in art class, and this dude, like, these are the type of people that is fun to hang out with because it's all about people watching with them. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like
yeah,
in lunchtime, we would always sit in a like when my brother was still in high school with me and stuff. We would sit in or stand in a corner or whatever where we can see the whole lunch area, like the whole courtyard, and just start like capping on people, bro. Like, look at this motherfucker right here.
and just start
Shit, like,
roasting
yeah.
people.
I used to have roast battles, roast battles so bad where like we start pushing each other, like starting like about to start fighting and shit. But that's how you know they're like good at roasting people, bro. And his younger brother, like, he kind of liked this one girl in our school, and she kept pushing him to like do better in his grades, because dude, this guy was like in he was about to flunk because he would never do the work. And this guy started he got so I'm not gonna say he got so smart or anything, but he lifted his grades up so bad, so good, that his sophomore and senior year, or I mean junior and senior year, um his GPA was like his total GPA was like 2.0 or something like that. So he's not able to go into a UC school,
Yeah,
But his junior year and his senior year, he got it up so bad that he made it up to 3 point something.
he
And
he started applying himself.
yeah, dude, like his last year of sophomore year, or like his last semester, he got it up to a 4.0 or something like that. And then his junior year, he kept it at 3.9, and like high 3.33 points. And then
Yeah,
his senior year, same thing, and he applied to it's a UC and Merced, UC Merced.
hmm,
It's pretty cool, man. And I don't know what the hell they do, but it looks like they're doing good for themselves, man.
that's good, bro.
Meanwhile,
He's
meanwhile, I'm still stuck in this fucking city.
yeah,
Nah, I love it
man,
here.
it's cool. We went to different high schools also, but this
Yeah,
time, like this high school was uh this I went to the same. So our eighth grade, we went to the same school. At eight, that same school also had a high school. So I just went to their high school while you went to like another school, literally like 2 blocks away.
yeah, yeah.
So we were within the vicinity, right? Um, I just remember like I was always I still kind of didn't do my homework, or I would just finish it. It was just so quick. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just remember we had like these cal tests. I don't know if you remember where like the whole school has to take tests to like see how you're doing. And there's packets and then there's sections to it. Dude, like I think we took that our 10th or 11th grade. We had to take it like every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's
I
every two
can't
years, I
remember.
think.
Um, I
Standardized
hate it.
testing or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
I hated those tests though, but those were like maybe like one of the funnest moments because I just like I was pretty smart and like I remember like when we got our results back, I think I had a perfect score or like one. I was like their top student, bro, so they fucking loved me. And like that's why I could kind of get away with certain stuff. Like
Yeah,
I was nice, dude. I was I don't like I wasn't popular, but like I got along with people like
yeah,
everybody.
same here.
So it was cool, like being there. I just didn't really apply myself to be honest. I did started working out and like just started like focusing a lot on myself, dude. I was chubby and I got skinny and fit, and that's when I like started loving working out and all of that.
Yeah,
And I just remember like they would one of the things that I would do is like we had this small like little lunch area. It was small, dude. It was like it would remind me kind of like of a prison yard where it was just
yeah.
like
That's the only thing
small.
that sucks because you can't even go out.
You had like your different factions. Like
Yeah,
you had like over here, that's that. And then I just hated that. Like, but like we had this trash can, and there's like that we had to like take from that school across the street to the middle school because they had like a bigger trash can.
hmm,
So I was like, they would like tell me to do it because they knew my grades were so good. They're just like, he can miss like 30 minutes of class. Dude, I
yeah,
used to stretch it out for so long. Like it would literally only take me 5 minutes, but like, bro, I would take my time. I was literally like counting 1, 2, 3, and I take a step. 1, 2, 3, I take a step, bro.
gee,
And I would just like go over there. This was so I went to the middle school and like I saw the receptionist. I was just talking to her. I
dude.
saw
I
like
love. I used to love making like fucking with her, bro. I used to go
there
into
was
the. I used to go to that receptionist and just be like, "Yo, you look hella nice today. Like, I love your hair and like, what you do today? Oh, look at your nails. Those are so fucking cute and shit like that." And she used to stay like, thank you, Manny, or thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that. Oh,
very
yeah,
flattering, right?
yeah,
And dude, so like when I was there, I would throw the trash away. I would I remember they would like give us snacks. They would give me snacks, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, eat it." I'd be chilling, just talking, eating like a granola bar or something. And I was like, "All right, I should probably go back to class." And dude, like, I would take my time, and then like I get to class, and the teacher was like, "Why are you late?" And I was like, I had to go take out the trash. It was a lot of trash, dude." And I think it was Spanish class. I didn't like Spanish class, man. Like,
I hate Spanish class too.
it was
Actually,
just
no,
like
never mind.
I didn't like Spanish class at the time because I was like, I felt so lost, dude. Even though I was a Mexican, I was just like, dude, I feel so lost. I felt like kind of stupid.
Dude, for me in our Spanish
And
class, it wasn't even Spanish class, bro. We used to stay watching novelas or movies in Spanish. Like as long as it was something in Spanish, you would be cool with it.
yeah,
And oh, man, that's when I met Bear, dude.
Spanish class.
Yeah, yeah, because there's this kid. I can't even tell that joke actually, but I'll tell you offline. And there's this kid there that we used to always punk, like made fun of. Even though I was Christian too, but he was like Jehovah Witness.
Oh
You know what I mean?
shit, los
So
hermanos.
yeah, so if they used to make fun of me, bro, imagine how they used to make fun of him. They used to always be like, "Hey, bro, are you gonna come by my house this weekend or something?" I'll let you in, but not them. You know, stuff like that. And
It's messed up.
uh, in Spanish class, our teacher, me and Barry used to stay saying "dale galleta," which means just hit him, you know. But she didn't know what it meant. Like, but we weren't saying it because of that. I was just saying it because it sounds funny, bro. So I was like, "Hey, Bear, dale galleta, Bear, dale galleta." And then the teacher was like, "What are you guys saying? Just give him a cookie. Give him a cookie." You know? And then you know how Bear talks. He's like, "Just give him a cookie." You're like, what's wrong
Hey,
with
just give, hey, what we talking about? Hey,
that? And
bro, we gotta get Bear on here too.
dude, I told him, he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm embarrassed. I don't want to show my face." I was like, "You don't have to, bro. We'll
Bro,
put a
you
little
don't
bear.
have.
We'll put a bear in on the screen for you. It's all good." Um, but yeah, bro, that dude. Oh my god, man, that guy was hella funny in high school. Uh, he used to be in the dance group. So and during lunch, I would never talk to him because he would be with the
Bear
girls. Yeah,
in
because
the
he'll be.
dance group?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, bro. He dances, dude.
Oh
Well, at
shit!
least he used to dance. I don't know about now, but
Damn,
um,
bro.
yeah.
I did not expect that from him.
Yeah, dude, he's a gangster, dude. He's a G.
He's a dancing G.
He's a dancing G, bro. And during lunch, he would never hang out with us. He would just be with the girls from the dancing group and just dance to what I don't even know to what music, bro, because we didn't have like music like that at school.
Imagine Barry fucking breakdancing just.
Oh, slipped. But yeah, we used to make fun of him, and he used to be like, "Dale galleta, Barry, dale galleta," and the teacher was like, "Man, Emmanuel, salte de la clase, por favor." I'm like, "What? Get out of the class, please. Go to the office." I'm like, "For what?" Like, cause you're saying "dale galleta." I'm like, well, "What?" So that's not bad. I'm just telling him to give him a cookie.
Give him a cookie. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's hella funny.
Man.
También Esteban. Oh my god, bro, that guy. You remember him, right? Esteban.
Yeah.
Flathead.
Oh, he had
a squared flat, like the back of his head, dude.
his haircut didn't help because he had a
Yeah,
flat top
it
too.
didn't help either.
It really like just squirted
Emphasizes the
out
fact
from
he
the
had a
side.
right angle for sure. He had a 90-degree angle from the back.
It's like when you bake a cake and then like you just squish that one side a little too.
Yeah, that's how it
uh,
looked.
but yeah, what about him?
Dude, that guy is hella funny too, man. I remember for some reason, I don't know why, bro, but all the teachers that he's had love him.
I feel he's just
In
like
in middle school, remember with the teacher that was hella nice.
yeah.
He would always like during lunch. He's the only person that she would allow to stay in class and do his work or tutor and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, it's just the kid that she like connected with the most in middle school. And then in high school, same with a couple of the teachers there. They just liked them a lot. And I remember one time, one of the teachers did a prank where supposedly there was somebody that was tagging bad shit about teachers about a teacher in the bathroom,
Mhm.
and but it was a prank. Like it wasn't a prank. It was more of a like, all right, I'm gonna teach you guys a type of lesson type of thing,
Yeah.
And they sent him to the office, and he's like, "What the fuck? You're being such a bitch! Like, I ain't do none of that shit. You guys are racist. Only because I'm Mexican, you guys are sending me to the fucking office."
Keep in mind, like maybe like 90 to 80%,
No,
like
dude,
90
it's
to
like
100% of your
it's like
classmates are
95%, 95%. What's it called?
Mexican
Mexicans, bro.
or Latinos.
Yeah, Latinos. He's like, "That's fucked up. Why are you gonna send me? It was probably him." He started like pointing people out, and then they send him to the office, and they give him brownies, bro, because it was cookies and brownies or whatever. But he still had to talk with the principal. He's like, "Hey, man, like I understand, like you were mad, but that's not how you're supposed to talk to. That's not how you're supposed to talk to an adult and stuff like that." He was like, "Well, it's because I thought they were just putting the whole blame on me and stuff like that." It was hella funny, bro. Hella funny.
That's when a prank goes sideways. You're just like, oh, I didn't
The teacher was
expect
like, "Oh
that.
shit, should I tell him now?" Or, but yeah.
Oh man,
And then she
yeah.
was like, the principal will call the office, and then she would be like, "Oh, this person stand up and go to the office. Seems like you know they said that it was you two or that it was you who was involved." And they'll be like, "Man, that motherfucker over here snitching on me. I ain't do shit. That's not even me. I haven't even left the class," and stuff like that. So it happened to like two other students, bro. It was like, I feel like they were just trying to one up each other, dude. Like, on who leaves the maddest. But the weird thing though, and the weird thing is that the teacher was like, pointing at the more stereotypical,
Troublemakers.
yeah, like troublemakers, and they're all like little cholitos looking people, or people that just look dirty or grimy. And it was the only people that were sitting out, and I was like, "God damn, I guess I'm safe because I didn't do shit. I look like I would never do anything, you know."
Christian boy over here.
Christian boy right here. I invented Christian Mingle, bro.
Christian.
That's how Christian I was. Nah, but Yeah.
Man, so like we didn't go to the same high school, and I went to two different high schools actually, because the initial high
Lucky
school I went to closed down. Man, let me tell you. So like we went from one side of the spectrum with schooling to the other,
to
and
just
then
right.
to yeah, like I felt like my last year of high school at a different it, at this new high school is where I made my like group of friends. This is where I felt like really like cool and like cool with myself and like just cool about being like just myself being like smart because like it was a nice balance of like all right we want to focus on education but
Mm-hmm.
like we still want you as a person to grow, right? And I remember I had to like make this like interview with the principal before I even got enrolled, and I just remember he was like, look, you have if you enroll in the school you would be behind on certain subjects just because we structure our stuff differently and you didn't take that at your previous high school. And I was like, fuck, bro. But he's like saw my grades, he saw everything. He was like, look, you obviously you're a good student. And then I was like, he was like, look, we you would have to take like college level classes. Like you would go have to take BART and then go to
Mm-hmm.
the college class and then come back so you could get degrees. So you get like your credits. And I was like, oh fuck, dude, that was like, dude, finally I feel like I can advance myself. Like I don't have to, because I feel like a lot of problems with schools is that
You're like,
some
that's all I gotta
students
do.
are some students learn a lot quicker and some students need to be
Mm-hmm.
need to be taught a little bit more. So like I was always that student, especially when it came to math and a lot of stuff, maybe like English or like I don't know, politics or some shit like government class. I was a little behind or like on like right with the class. But I was always like, why do I have to wait for everybody else? Like I was always that kid that would like finish his work and then have to help the other students.
Same.
so so it was cool though, because then like I kind of like that's where I loved I grew a little bit patient and like I learned how to teach somebody and like I learned like they're not stupid. They just or they're not like bad students or they're not stupid. They just don't grasp the concept quite as fast.
As
They
you
just
do.
need a little bit more coaching. So that was cool. And one of the amazing things that I had at that first interview is this is kind of where I got like a little bit more into photography.
Mm-hmm.
He was a super dope principal, dude. Like dope principal. His name's G. He was like his name was like Gerald, but like we everybody referred to him as G.
What up,
He's like
G?
this yeah, like I think he's like Filipino. So, and he had like this long like goatee like right here
Nice.
and like bald headed, tats like all up. I'm like, dude, this guy is dope. And like he was like talking to you like, hey, like like he'll talk to you like
Hey,
again like he'll
cuz.
connect with you as a student. Yeah, like he wasn't like super like I don't want to say like he was professional, but like you know what I mean? Like he didn't like wear a suit and tie. Like this dude would literally be wearing like Dickies and
Mm-hmm.
like a chain wallet and like sometimes he'll wear a beanie. I'm like, yo, this guy's cool. Like he was just super educated and like he would love to make like music videos. He encouraged creativity and he encouraged like a whole lot of
Yeah.
community building. I was like, yo, man, that's cool. And then the reason I got into the class and like he accepted me was because like I started talking to him about like, yeah, man, like I love photography. I want to get more into it. Like I don't really have the tools at home and like he had like this nice camera. He was like he'll show me about the music videos. He's like, yeah, so like I like what I encourage a lot with the students is that we make music videos with our advisory groups and like it's like a little like statewide like a little
Mm-hmm.
not statewide but a little school wide competition between the advisors. And I was like, yo, man, like this is a cool school. Like at that point I wanted to be there as much as he wanted like me to be there because like my grades are good. It was like one of those things where it was like, all right, as long as we find your perfect schedule for you, like I want you here, like because like you just seem like a really nice student. And I was like, dope. And I think that's where I really like I was just like, all right, I've never had advisory like class before.
Mm-hmm.
I like most of like our schools because they were so small, we had to stay in the same classroom a lot.
Yeah.
Or like we would switch to like the
That's
different
true.
classrooms in high schools, but like it was like there was more classrooms and rooms that I never been to than my own classes. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like there was like Spanish class that I didn't go into, and I was like, oh, it was like a new territory. And
You're like, what the fuck? There's an extra
yeah,
bathroom here.
yeah, like stuff like that, man. And anyways, like it was advice. I never had been in an advisory group, and like advisory group was so dope, bro, because
Yeah, it's hella cool.
he was our advisor, and like sometimes he would be like, you guys want to go to the park? Let's go to the park, bro. We would
Lucky
literally go to
ass.
the park. Yeah, we would go to the park. We would like just play basketball. I'm not gonna lie, this is what was cool about him. Like sometimes the students would skip that and like go do their own thing, and he'd be like, he'd be like cool with it. He'd be like, he wouldn't like encourage it, like, oh, go skip out or whatever. But he'd be like, all right, man, just like, just
Just
let
come
me
back.
know like where you at. Yeah, come back. And I feel like that type of freedom that he gave us really like made us make the right choices. Instead of
Yeah,
like forcing us and telling us what the right choice was. He was
because then
like,
you want to do the bad choice, you know.
yeah, yeah, like he just made us feel good as a student and all that, bro. And I love that class. I love that school year. It was my best school year, I think, just for myself and like growth development. And the one thing I kind of didn't like is like I was like everybody's applying to college. I was like, dude, I really don't feel like going to college. Like the one thing I didn't like is that they kind of like really put an emphasis on college, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like, and if I felt like if I would have spoken up and be like, I really don't feel like going to college. I felt like I would have been kind of like criticized, like, oh, why
You're
don't you
kind
want
of
to go
like,
to
no,
college?
I don't like college. Fuck college.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it was a majority Latinos. Like, it
Yeah.
was like 99% Latinos, and I think like one black guy.
Fuck.
Yeah, and so of course, then like most all of them, if not most of them, were first generation, right?
Yeah. I mean, you too,
So
right?
yeah, I was first generation.
Or
The thing
would
is
have
though,
been.
like, no, I'm first generation, bro.
But you never went to college.
I did. I didn't graduate.
Come on. Oh yeah, you did go to college. Yeah.
I didn't graduate. I went to college. My sister would be the first one to graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's going to UC Berkeley, bro. That's fucking crazy, dog.
yeah, man,
That's crazy.
dude, she's super smart, man. I feel like, yeah, my sister is smart. Like, I'm glad that I was able to be at least like an influence on that side.
Yeah.
Because if you know my older brother, not, not that he's not smart, but it's just that he's had a lot of different choices than what I've made.
Yeah. It's
So,
crazy.
wow, where was I going with this, man? Anyway, I don't know. We're just talking about
It's
our
about
schools, but
college,
like,
man. You were like,
yeah,
you didn't want to go to college.
I didn't want to go to college, man. I felt like if I didn't go to college, like I was gonna be stupid or like considered stupid, bro. Which I mean, I right now as a 23-year-old about to be 24, like I understand now that not not going to college doesn't mean shit. Like, yeah, you get a degree, but it's just like you still don't know your purpose if
Mm-hmm.
like you still don't know your purpose technically. Like I rather know my purpose and go follow that than have a degree and be like, okay,
The
I
fuck I
got a
do now.
degree. Yeah, so like what I really think is your first 4 years like out of high school is like you're kind of really learning about yourself, and college gives you that environment to do it while
Yeah.
still giving you some familiarity. But that's on a tangent. Um, dude, yeah, I really loved my last year of high school, man. It's cool. That's it. That's all I got. I met a lot of good friends there.
I think for me, school was never like, oh, I love it, you know, because I
Yeah,
never had any freedom. It was always like follow this line type of thing.
yeah.
But we did have advisories and stuff, our advisory group and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then again, we made one of the teachers quit. Um, and
Oh,
we made one teacher cry. Same in
yeah.
high school, and it sucks, man. Like, for some reason, I feel like any school that I've been to, there's always some shit that kind of delays the process of me being able to like learn whatever I need to learn to the full potential. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, man, whatever. But then again, that's blaming other people for my issues.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, fuck. I remember, dude, the funny thing is that my first advisor, he's a super cool art. He was an art teacher, hella cool, bro. And he was my older brother's advisor too. Or yeah, he was my older brother's advisor. And that's hella funny because so my brother used to love messing with him too, man. He used to come up to him and be like, "Yo, Tracy," and mind you that our teacher was a gay. And he would go up to the teacher, "Yo, Mr. Tracy, those are some nice buttons on your shirt," and he would just go like that to the buttons. But the buttons are like up here, right? Like right here. So he'd just be
By
like,
his
"Yo,
neck.
Tracy, those are some nice ass buttons. Where'd you get this shirt?" It's like weird shit like that, bro.
Hey man, you better get him like a sexual assault charge.
Yeah. Tracy was like, Ezekiel, sit down, please. That's inappropriate. But I got the shirt this place. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like overall that part of our lives over,
yeah,
and
man.
like
I'm glad, dude. Well, it kind of
I'm
sucks now.
I'm kind of glad it's over, man. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I was like, damn, dude. Like, I hate school. But then I left high school, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do for a whole year?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, man.
I got accepted to San Francisco, East Bay, and it was a UC school
You
that's
got
hella easy
accepted into
too.
some colleges, yeah.
Yeah, I got I had some options, and those first two options was like the colleges that everybody that didn't have good grades get accepted to.
Yeah, I got accepted to San Jose, bro. That was really the only college I actually applied to.
It's UC, right?
Yeah, and no, it's a CSU.
CSU.
And I was just like, I was like, dude, I have to ask it so bad. So I only did it because like our advisors kept on like
Bugging you
complaining,
guys, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
bugging about like doing it. Like if it was up to me, if I now was to go back, I would just go straight to community college and then take transfer out
Into it.
um into it. Yeah, I feel like you get prepared a lot more.
But I feel like yes, it's a longer process because you have to go through those classes and whatnot, and then you still have to do the 4 years, right?
Yeah, no, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
That's still a lot of time though, man.
yeah,
Because then
but
you're like,
you're
oh, I need to work. Okay, you go to work, but then your schedule and your work schedule don't fit. So then you have to stop working or get or kind of make that process of taking those classes longer.
Mhm.
I feel like that's the only thing that fucks everything up.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say that is because like at San Jose, they required you to move into the dorms your first year.
Yeah,
And I really didn't want to do that, man. I was just like, dude, I would have, I just felt so uncomfortable.
I
Like
wouldn't mind, bro.
I wasn't ready, but I wasn't ready. Like, as a person, like maybe another student, yeah, they're like, okay, this is like good. Dude, I just knew I wasn't ready, but dude,
Yeah,
like seeing how like proud my parents were, I was just like, fuck, bro. And then like I just felt so much pressure on me, and I
you're
went to
like
college for like all the wrong reasons,
you're like
man.
Dad, but I miss you guys. And then your dad's like, get the fuck out the house. We're so proud of you. Get the fuck out the house,
No, man, it was emotional when they dropped me off, dude.
bro.
Cause I remember my girlfriend at the time. She
Such
was
a
also
sweetheart.
she was so sweet, such a sweetheart, man.
Mm-hmm.
I remember she would like I remember she would she came with us too, and I just remember my whole family was proud. They helped me move in, and like my dad, like when like we finished moving all our stuff, my dad was like, so he like had like so like tears in his eyes, and he's like hugged me, and like looking back at him, like damn, I fucked up.
Yeah,
But
dude.
like I do, like I just wasn't like, I just didn't feel safe, like secure there, as for myself. I just was like, man, like I gotta make friends again. Like I mean, everybody has to do that, but I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I didn't even want to be here in the first place. So like, what? And then I was in a major that I didn't even like. I just did it because I was like, this sounds interesting. I was in digital media,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, my all my art projects for that were trash, bro. Like they were not good. They were like all last minute stuff. I made a website. I actually remember this. This is like, I was kind of proud of this one. I made a website in HTML.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I
I've
just
done
remember
that before.
the homepage, but it was like a theme, like it was because it was art. So the whole theme was like there's three doors, and behind each door, it was a different party. So
Mm-hmm.
you click on one of the doors, and it opens it, and it takes you to another page, and that I also make, and then like I made like I remember just playing like a video or a GIF of like just some random stuff. I remember having one of them like Snoop Dogg, like when he's doing
Yeah.
yeah, and then like I played his music, and then another one was like I think like house music or whatever. And like I was like one when I was proud. I was like, oh, this is cool. But then like
For
that
me,
was very short lived,
when I
man.
was in a year up, um, they made us do a web page too, and everybody was doing like trying to do like this crazy ass shit where it's like, um, oh, I'm gonna add this to it. Oh, I'm gonna create a game and so you can play it on there. I'm
That's
like,
hard.
I'm like, yo, dude, that's so cool. But I feel like in this case, because I wanted to use it as a presentation to for whenever I'm applying to a company.
Mm. That's smart, bro.
So I was like, I'm not gonna make it do all this dumb shit. I just wanted to show my information and just enough taste that they can see like, all right, this is the type of person that this guy likes,
Yeah.
or that this guy is. Um, and I made it black and white. So my profile picture was black and white,
Hmm.
but the background of it was like this. I think you know how much I like this rustic style, like wood, dark wood, and metal and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Very
um
industrial.
industrial, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna add that theme to it, and then play some like some cool jazz or something. So when you click on a certain button or something, it'll play the jazz and stuff. And I added my resume to it too, and you can go through it and like you could have gone through it and read the resume and stuff like that so that people can see what's going on it, my experiences and shit like that. But then I lost the URL to it because it was part. So it was on a web page that you can access it, but it was paid by the program, and it's inside their main servers. I guess you couldn't say it. But yeah, man, I created a website too. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It just took hella long to do though. Cause you can fuck up on the dimensions on like how you want the picture to be, like
Yeah.
what shape you want it to be like. Um,
Dude, one little decimal or like semicolon
You'll
fucked up the
fuck the
whole
whole thing,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hated. I was like, okay, well,
And
clearly
then to
nobody's like,
find that fucking error is like time consuming, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what else? I remember I was bad in college, bro, just because I didn't want to be there, so I'd skip out a lot. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I told this on the podcast, but I remember one of the worst college nightmares that
Yeah.
happened to me that every college student fears, bro. I was going to sleep one night and I have my roommate comes in with his friend and we have the same bio class
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm dead ass. I'm about to go to sleep. Like I haven't been like attending my classes for like 2 to 3 weeks, and like I'm about to go to sleep, man. And then they come in and they're like, she's just talking to me. He's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, have you studied for your bio test tomorrow already? I was like, what?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
serious.
like the midterm we have tomorrow. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, like you have to be there at 10 a.m. And
You're
bro,
like,
it's already like 10 at night. I was just like, oh,
you're like,
dude,
what the fuck? What's that?
dude. I was like, man, like I can't drop this class because then I'll drop from full time status and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'd get my financial aid cut. I was like, dude. So I stayed up that whole night, no sleep. I just studied, bro. I still failed. Yeah, I still failed. I was just like, what the fuck, man? I mean, at that point, like, I just wasn't motivated as a student.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or I wasn't motivated to do that stuff as a student. Yeah, dude, it's just like that was the worst nightmare. I was like, fuck. I just hated everything, bro. I don't know. Like, I didn't really find enjoyment in Greek life. I was like, I thought like fraternity shit was like not that. Well, it's not that expensive, but as a college student, it's like pretty
Mm-hmm.
expensive because you got fees to pay and then like you gotta like you don't even know if you're gonna get in or all that shit. And I was like, man, I'm not trying to prove anything to a fraternity just to like get in.
To
Like,
flex.
yeah, to flex or anything. I was like, it doesn't seem that fun to get like harassed. They don't haze you anymore, but they're like, they basically like embarrass you in certain ways. Like you have to wear this pin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like go down the I don't know, like just dumb stuff, right? I was like, I don't feel like it.
Ah.
Yeah, and I never really found my group, man. So I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was always bad for me. And then like that's why I liked community college when I came back
Because
and
they
I
don't
started like
force you to do shit.
yeah, and
You're
then like
paying for
I
it, so.
realized you learn the same shit for the first 2 years that don't really matter in terms of like your actual the degree you get in. It's all
Mm-hmm.
general education, so it's like, dude, you're not missing out on much. So like the really only the things that are really important are like the last 2 years and your the classes you take that are focused towards your stuff.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? I know you didn't enjoy like your college experience or whatever, but when I went through that program, bro, I mean it was only 1 year of my life, and I feel like it changed me drastically, bro. Like shit that I'm doing now, shit that I can be doing later on. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
those programs are good though, cause they connect you and give you internships,
yeah, that's
or
that's
like
the thing that paid off the most, man.
that's what is way more valuable. Work experience is way more valuable than where you graduated from, dude.
Yes and no, because you can have all this work experience, but if you don't know anybody that's that
Let's
will
say
matter.
networking.
Yeah, networking is the most important thing.
But
Cause
you still have to know your shit too, though.
yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, you're not gonna go and be like, oh, I want to be a CEO of a company. I have work experience doing what? Selling groceries.
Well, I mean, work
Come on,
experience
bro.
within the
You know what I'm
industry,
saying?
though.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what like I'm saying is like work experience doesn't matter. It's just like what and who you know.
Mm, that's
So
very
if you
true.
know the shit and then you know somebody that can get you in, shit, you're good. That's how I
Yeah.
got my job. To be honest, um, I already had 3 years or 4 years of IT experience, and my contract was about to end, and somebody new that started was like, "Hey, I mean, I have a friend that works that's working at a GE. You should apply." I was like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, you should apply." Cause when I was at the Gap, bro, I was a fucking king there, dude. I swear, dude. I swear. Like I knew if people were to come into the office or to see me, I already knew them by name. And over here at GE, it's like I don't really know anyone by name, you know.
Yeah.
But when I was there, it's like people would come to me, like strictly to me, bro. Like, it's funny because there's people that work with me, they're older and whatnot, and they knew their shit too. But for some reason, they just like coming towards me, because I was the
It's
younger
because you knew how to
one.
talk to people, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I was sweet talking people too sometimes, because there was times where I didn't know shit. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know how to fix that. But I'd be like, yo, yeah, just give me a couple minutes. Let me see what I can do. Just go and take a walk or something, relax, and then
few hours
nah,
later,
it would never take hours, dude. It was always like 30 minutes or so, and I would always be like
a few Google searches later.
a few Google searches later or a couple of searches on our wikis. I was able to find how to fix it. So,
Yeah, that's cool,
but
man.
people love me there, dude. The only reason why my contract was ending was because what's it called? They didn't have the number count for it.
The funds.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
again, like after I left, like a couple other people left too. Some manager shits.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing, man. It's just management styles.
Yeah.
I feel like that's, management is a very big part. If you don't know how to manage a team,
But
you're fucked.
you know why I also love working there? Cause they were the ones who gave me the value, my value.
Hmm.
So it sounds weird, but they're the ones that push my market skills higher. You know what I'm saying? Like more valuable.
Yeah.
So when I was working at other places, it was always like $19, and then when I started working there, they're like, "Oh, we'll give you 21." I'm like, 21, for real, right now? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We offer you 21. I was like, let's do it. A year, and then a year passed, and then they offered me 25.
Oh, they actually valued you then.
Yeah, yeah. They put me, they gave me a raise and everything, because I was thinking of leaving already, because they
Hmm.
had me doing something that was kind of boring as fuck, you know. So I was like, I don't think that this is pushing my skill set, so I'm gonna look for something else. And I found a job, but they were like, no, if you stay, we'll give you a raise. I was like 25. They're like, no, I didn't even tell them a number. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna give you a raise to 25. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And then my contract was ending, and then I was looking for another job, and they offered me what I get paid now.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
which
It's
is
just,
about 3 times more than what I used to get paid before. No,
you
I'm
paid an
joking.
hourly or salary?
When right now or before?
Yeah, not right now. A GE, right?
It's a mixture. A mixture.
Hmm.
It's salary, but if I do overtime, I still get the overtime pay.
Oh, that's cool, bro. Because I feel like a lot of people like salary wise, that's the downside. Like,
Hmm.
you don't put the hours. Like, if you go over hours, you don't really get paid unless like that company values you like that. Cool, man. How long have we been going on? I think we might come to an end right here. I think is a good point to leave off on.
Yeah, bro, because I still need to finish some work.
All right.
Yeah, man.
What we got for next podcast? Nothing. Come up with it. We're gonna have a guest probably next podcast.
Yeah, we definitely need to have a guest. Um, I might hit up, what's it called? Dioza. I don't know if that was her real name, but
Her IG handle.
her IG handle is Dioza. She's super cool, man. Talented. Uh, she likes fashion, designs her own clothes,
Oh yeah.
and her friends' clothes too for her.
Yeah, she's a stylist,
Yeah, she's a stylist.
fashion stylist. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit her
Yeah,
up
man.
once this whole quarantine thing is over to hook me up with some swag, or at least help me know how to dress.
Yeah.
I think I have a
Super
cool
cool.
style.
We met her through
My cousin
us
Saul.
cousin Saul for like well our first guest
Yeah.
and
We met her because we were doing a kind of like
photo
a
shoot slash
photo shoot
interview.
interview with her friend, uh,
Kiyomi,
Kiyomi. Yeah, she's a
super
singer,
super
dude.
talented, super talented artist. Dude, she's from Union City, so she's close by. She's humble. She's really gonna be something, bro.
Yeah, for sure. She's hella cool too. Sweetest people ever too, man. Like they're hella cool. Like they're not like,
Yeah,
nah, I'm too cool for y'all. Like, nah, they're inclusive, you know.
they were cool. They're creative. Like they like to be creative people. So it's always fun when you can be in an environment
Yeah,
with other people like that. Yeah, man. So we got that guest coming in.
and
Uh,
we'll
a
see,
few
man.
days. We'll try to. We gotta arrange some schedule stuff. But I mean, that's it. Well, we probably might have some more guests coming on because I'm running out of material right now.
But yeah, man, we'll just end it here. Then. Peace
All
out,
right.
my guys, my dudes, my dude guys, my bros, humans,
Zim zam zer.
zim zamzers.
Shoot, we better